Bungle. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going over the 15cm Panzer W.42, the rocket German tank that you can pick up in the Invasion of Normandy rocket bundle. Now, kind of what we're going to do here is we're going to dive in right away with an overview. So pretty much this is a premium rocket vehicle they can only obtain through the Invasion of Normandy rocket bundle currently. It's going to take you back roughly $60. So be advised, this is not in the campaign level. This is a premium vehicle. And of course, being a premium vehicle, you get premium bonuses, so it can go and help expedite your grind down the Germans and the Invasion of Normandy campaign. Now, for the performance, well, one of the things you got to look at is that this vehicle isn't really a tank. In my opinion, this is kind of an early example of an MLRS unit, where this is a mobile launch rocket system. I know some of my viewers have been asking, Bungle, how do you really play this tank? I kind of have, my friends range finding for me as I sit in the rear and try to do indirect fire with it. And that is a way to do it. The way I found success with this vehicle specifically really is using a direct fire approach. So being as close to the front lines as you can, knowing that yes, you are going to be prone to demo packs. You will be prone to being taken out by an M4 Sherman, the Sherman Jumbo, even if there's a Wolverine out there, which who knows who plays them, and of course aircraft. But you will have more success doing a direct fire approach versus sitting in the rear and having your friends kind of, adjust fire for you. I mean, that is a way of doing it. I personally don't do it that way. That's not how I use the rocket tanks. I usually just go out there in a direct fire approach, get in the brawl, understanding that I will be taken out, but at the same time I can deal a lot of damage. So the main question is, the armament. This is pretty much the largest rocket that we're seeing. I think the Calliope gets a 118mm rocket, whereas this is 150mm WGR.41 SPR rocket. So kind of how this vehicle works is that you have 10 rockets and a 2x5 array. You have 20 in total. So you have 20 rockets, and you basically can fire 10 at a time with a reload, and then you'll be able to go and take it out on the battlefield. So keep in mind, this is a direct fire approach, and how to aim when you're using this in a direct fire role is that you notice with the crosshairs, when you are aiming, especially in the gunner mode, you will notice that there's a crosshair, and then below there's a bunch of boxes. What you want to do is have your target in between the boxes and the crosshair, and that is where the round will go when you fire it. It's kind of weird how it's designed that way, but that's basically the success I've had when I've been using these rockets and aiming. And when it comes to dealing with infantry, this rocket is the most powerful rocket in the classes of rocket vehicles currently in Enlisted. This rocket will just totally devastate infantry. It will just wipe out squads. You will get tons of multi-kills without a doubt when you're facing off against infantry. It's very, very easy to do, very fun actually, just to destroy an objective, especially if there's a lot of soldiers crammed in there. You're just firing rockets and you just take everyone out. Now, when it comes to anti-vehicle performance, the more lightly armored a vehicle is, the lot easier of a time you will have with destroying it. So M8 Scotts, M5 Stuarts, and early M4 Sherman, you can go penetrate them frontally. The M4 Sherman, you're going to have to aim a little bit and kind of fire rockets at it until it eventually pops. But when you're facing off against, like, let's say a Jumbo, well, you're obviously not gonna penetrate the Jumbo, because the Jumbo is arguably one of the most armored allied tanks in the game. Now, one of the other things to note too, just for crowd control, and this is only accessible through the commander view, you have a Coaxial 7.92 MG42 machine gun, so this is good, I guess, at crowd control. When we talk about armor, and this tank, of course, is a lightly armored MLRS unit, so if it's going to be exposed to anything greater than a 37mm round, you are going to go and just get taken out very easily. You also are prone to getting demo packed as well as airstrikes as well. When we talk about mobility, this thing is kind of alright. It's not fast, it's not a Puma, and it's definitely not like a Panther. It does what it needs to do, which is get you to point A to point B, fire rockets, and then once you're done, you're going to go head back and reload, and it's going to take a little while to reload your rounds, and then come back and repeat the process. Now, moving down to, kind of the real question is here is, Bungle, is it worth it? Is it worth picking up? You got to keep in mind, currently, this is only available in the Invasion of Normandy rocket bundle, so if you're going to go and try to get this vehicle, you're going to go and have to pick up this alongside a Calliope for $60. Now down the road they will separate this, but currently that's the way it is, so be mindful if you just specifically really want this vehicle, and you have to understand that you can't buy it separately. So my opinion on this vehicle is that kind of all the premium vehicles for Germany right now, especially on the tank side, are okay. The Panzer IIIM, in my opinion, is probably one of the best. The Panzer IV-J is slow. The turret isn't hydraulic, it's hand cranked, so it's very, very slow to move around. It's okay. But the Panzer IIIM is better, and then of course you have the Stug, and the Stug is just basically your tank destroyer without a coaxial machine gun, so basically you're just firing your 75mm round the whole time. This one kind of adds variety to, let's say, the premium vehicle. Germany doesn't have strong premium vehicles compared to the Allies, but the real question is here, when it comes to having a very fun vehicle and also being kind of janky, well, this is actually a really, good vehicle to get. It's actually fun. It makes the grinding experience tolerable because you're having a very unique vehicle that you're taking out on the battlefield that can just totally destroy and frustrate the enemy team. Like, it is kind of hilarious when you get to that point, especially if the enemy team doesn't have the means to kind of deal with you. And what I mean by that is have a jumbo, have a competent M4 Sherman driver, as well as P-47s or whatever. Like, you will get an enemy team very frustrated if you're just wiping out squads of infantry with your rocket rounds. So it is very fun. It is a great anti-infantry killer. I found it okay and easy to use, especially when you're playing an Invasion of Normandy campaign. I would consider picking it up, especially if you're playing Germany or you haven't really started it down yet. You kind of want a decent grinder. If you already have the Panzer IIIM, this isn't bad to slap along with it. Of course, once you get the Tiger, you're going to use the Tiger, and then this can be just a fun backup to have. But that's my 2 cents. I actually really enjoyed this premium. I thought it was unique, which they should be kind of unique, right? It shouldn't be anything too powerful, but they shouldn't be anything too weak at the same time. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think down below. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.